I think you have to be into a kind of cliche for this one. Narratively, we're in a fairly predictable space. I mean, insofar as expecting slash predicting that they're going to try and pull the rug out from underneath you, you don't go into Castle of Blood expecting to be, I imagine, impressed with the screenplay on display. Rather, there's those who are interested in these sort of films. Typically, they want to be engrossed by the actual execution, the telling of the film, the staging, the conjuring of this gothic atmosphere. And it's not that the environment is an unpredictable one. It tantalizes with the degree of accomplishment that it demonstrates for a 1964 relatively on the cheap black and white Western European production. Intended to be directed by Sergio Corbucci, he was unable to work on this production, and so Antonio Margheriti wound up directing the film, with the exception of one pivotal scene which Corbucci was called back in to oversee. These are the best kinds of predictable films, a gothic horror number, and I think this film being more interested in the staging and the evocation of, probably because it knew that if it was going to make money or a significant amount of profit, it would be via it being dubbed for the English language releases. And so they're necessarily thinking, let's not get too caught up on the script. Let's just demonstrate a very captivating series of visuals which entrance the viewer no matter what the plot is, because it's not as though people have been writing ghost stories for a couple of centuries. It's not like this film's going to offer anything new for them. It's about witnessing the atmosphere and it transforming the room you're watching the film in, where the screen is. And so, watching Castle of Blood very sped up, you feel the seams or the ley lines of that effective aesthetic. You don't have that insistence of temporality and participation which the film being played at normal speed, I guess, requires of a viewer. Although watching it sped up, you can gauge whether that sort of that participation in that temporal space that is a film's runtime, whether that would be one you want to carve out in your life's memories. And that's what we have to say about Castle of Blood today. Possibly a superior production to The Long Hair of Death, although it doesn't necessarily indicate Margheriti communicating some sort of revelation. It's what we come to expect from him, which is quality, frankly, in this kind of comic booky genre exploitation context, where it's more about the bursts of imaginative indulgence rather than the meager plotting that ties these things together, in my opinion. And I wonder if other people feel that way. Also, enjoy Castle of Blood very sped up. Thanks again, my good and dear friends.